Hello, folks. This is Joe from MIGeekScene. I'm at the Grand Rapids Comic-Con. I am standing here with Sweets4aSweet Cosplay with Candy. How are you today?
I am good. I'm good.
That is a great way to start out this interview. I'm so stoked.
I am very good.
Well, you actually have made a name for yourself. I'm sorry that I'm not as big time as CNN and whatnot, but you've been around for quite some time. I want to say, was it 2012 is when you started doing the cosplay thing?
Somewhere around there. It might have been earlier than that. But when I started my page was probably about then.
Okay.
But I was cosplaying before then.
And from what I understand, the origin story of Sweets4aSweet Cosplay started when you went to an anime con and caught the cosplay bug.
I did. Yeah, friends took me to my first convention, and it was an anime convention, and I was super excited to be there because I saw that people were dressed up and that you could dress up all year round, so I did.
All right, your first main cosplay and one that you're really well known for is Ursula. Why her?
Yes. I had a dress. So I was a bridesmaid in my brother's wedding, and I was teasing that the dress made me look like Ursula. And my best friend, Pretty Lush Cosplay, she was like, you should make that into Ursula. So we did. And she became my first cosplay. We made Ursula out of a bridesmaid dress.
All right. Next question, I have to read off this sheet. What is it about the Shrek movies that appealed to you so much that since you've been Fiona and the fairy godmother?
Yeah.
What is it about the Shrek
movies?
They're
funny. They're funny movies. And I really like Fiona because she's, really strong and independent. And she started off kind of meek and got stronger as they went along. And by the fourth movie, when they had her as a warrior, I just thought that outfit was awesome. Her warrior, Fiona with the big giant battle axe and everything. So I'm like, oh yeah, I got to do that. And then the fairy godmother, I love Jennifer Saunders. Like, she's hilarious. I've loved AbFab for a million years. Yeah, absolutely fabulous. And
with Dawn French?
Well, she had French and Saunders with Dawn French, but it was Joanna Lumley was in AbFab with her.
Okay.
She played Patsy. And so, yeah, I love her. And so she's all sassy, and she's a plus-size girl. I tend to lean towards plus-size characters.
So you're a fan of British comedies?
Yes.
What about the Dangerous Brothers or the Young Ones?
I love the Young Ones, and I wept when Rick Mayall died.
Yeah, that was pretty sad.
It was very, very sad. I love the Young Ones, but I have not seen the Dangerous Ones.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, up you old fascist. The people's poet.
The people's poet. Rick. Yeah, and I loved Vivian. Vivian! It was my favorite.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to hit the high pitches, and I like Neil.
Yes, just his morose, sad face all the time.
Well, something that's also morose. Nice segue. One of the cosplays that I saw Segways. We're not on that wheelie thing that you could fall off of. That is a horrible description for a segue, but nonetheless.
Not on the wheelie thing you could. Segue. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Speaking of morose characters, one of the characters I saw you portray was William Murderface. Murderface.
It's true. I loved it. It was hilarious.
Spot on for the brows.
Thank you. Adult Swim thought so too.
Yes, because you did that group photo of you and a few ladies.
Yes. And one of the ladies, the Jedi Manda, who did Pickles, she posted it on Twitter and said, hey, how about some Lady Deathclock? And Adult Swim featured it as a bump.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, and said that Murderface was creepily accurate. So I was like, yes.
See, like I said, I'm talking a big time here, and I'm glad that I had to pay for this interview, folks.
I'm still waiting for the payment.
Bankruptcy. All right, well, we're going to take a turn for seriousness.
Okay.
You've obviously done a lot of panels and you've judged. You like to promote body positivity through panels. Let's talk about that. I think that is very cool and that needs to be talked about.
Thank you. Basically, again, I'm a plus-size person. It is difficult to be a plus-size person in cosplay, especially...
But I don't see
why. Because you're not plus-size. That's why. It is... For example, I get about a quarter of the amount of likes it takes me like double the amount of time and effort to get quarter amount of the likes that it does for someone who's not plus size. It's much easier to build a fandom around not plus size characters. But I do know that the people that I do have on my page legitimately like me for me, and it's not just for TNA and things like that. So I enjoy being plus size characters because I'm confident in my body and like to portray confident plus size people, and I don't feel like I have to be a plus size character. That's just what I'm comfortable in. So cosplay is for everyone of every size, and if you're comfortable in a Sailor Moon outfit, go for it. If you're comfortable being Ariel, be Ariel. It does not matter at all. And I think that's just, people sometimes just need to hear it. It sounds really simple, but just having someone say, you can do this. If you ever need to talk to anybody, I'm here, talk to me. And just having a place where people can talk about it has helped a lot. I've had a lot of people who have messaged me and said, you've inspired me to do my first cosplay. And that means a lot to me.
I saw that. And the only reason why I said, why, I'm certainly not invalidating what folks have to go through. It's just I don't feel that it should be an issue in the first place, because people are people and we should go out and have fun. Let's not, granted, yes, it's an appearance-based thing, but who cares? As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. And
the internet cares.
I know, but the internet is a nebulous beast.
It is, and that's what I try to tell people. People get really, really down. I was on the front page of Imgur 2 days ago. I found out. Somebody told me. It's like, oh, sweet, for one of my Fiona cosplays, and about half of them were disgusting comments. Horrible. Backwards compliments about how, I like them thick and I'd hit that and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, wow, I don't need that, but thank you, ? And then the other half were talking about how horribly disgusting she is because she's plus size and stuff like that. And it didn't get me down in the slightest. It didn't faze me at all, because I don't know any of those people. What do I care about?
And the thing is, they would never, ever say that to your face.
No, and never has anyone ever said anything like that to my face. And if they did, they're entitled to their own opinion.
They're wrong.
Yeah, well, it's their opinion.
Fair enough.
But I think that people need to get over their sensitivity of what strangers say to them on the internet.
All right, well, let's actually take a turn in a positiveville.
Positive.
Let's talk about you. Since you were at an anime con, do you have any favorite series?
No. No, I actually don't watch anime.
I really researched that one, folks. All right, well,
no, I
disregard that question.
No, it's okay. It's actually something I struggle with because I go to a lot of anime conventions and I actually don't watch any anime. Hi. But I do like some movies, like Howl's Moving Castle and Spirited Away, and stuff like that. But yeah, exactly. Pretty much just the Miyazaki films is what I'm into. But
all right, well, I'm going to try to save myself from the sinking ship of an interview. One of the things that you really do like, let's talk 80s movies.
80s movies. I grew up watching a lot of 80s movies. A lot.
Weird Science?
Yes, of course.
How do you feel about Big Trouble in Little China?
So interesting. I have just recently seen this for the first time. It actually was a topic on the podcast at one point because I had not seen it before. And I recently saw it for the first time, and it is pretty dated. If you had never seen it. I'm getting palpitations just thinking about this. I mean, that movie was beyond awesome back in the day. And it was, I don't know why I didn't see it at the time. I saw a lot of, John Hughes era movies and things like that. I don't know what happened there.
How could you have possibly skipped out for so long on one of the greatest 80s movies of all time?
I'm not sure. Probably because I fail at life in general.
You fail at watching Big Trouble in Little China when it came out.
Yeah, but I saw it.
Yeah, all right, fine. I'll give you a little bit of
a
pass on that. But
and I liked it.
All right, good. My goodness.
It's good.
All right, another thing that you enjoy is MMA.
I do.
Favorite MMA fighters?
Well,
besides Anderson Silva.
Well, George St. Pierre he's my baby boy. I love him in his tiny pants. He's just so tiny. And I really used to like Johnny Bones Jones, but not
man.
Anymore.
That dude's got enough troubles as is.
He's having some problems. And a Detroit fighter, Daron Cruickshank.
Okay, yes.
I really like him as a person. Like, he's hilarious. Like, I follow his tweets and stuff, and he's really, really funny. Not such a great fighter, but he's really funny.
You know what was actually pretty funny, too, in the MMA world? Tom Filthy Lawler.
Really?
Yes.
I have not followed him. I followed a couple of other dudes that are super funny as well, but I haven't followed him. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, Tom Filthy Lawler.
I had to, like, clear out some of the MMA fighters that I was following because it was just getting real bad. It was getting real bad.
We'll segue into another thing. One of your favorite bands is 9 Inch Nails.
It is.
I'm
going to pose.
Mid photo op, mid interview.
Yes, I have been a fan of Nin for a million bajillion years. Like a million bajillion.
Favorite album?
Probably Fragile.
The Fragile? That is a very solid album.
Probably. Just overall, for the amount of songs that I like in the album. I mean, I grew up kind of what started with Downward Spiral and went backwards to Pretty Hate Machine, but then have just grown up with Nin in general in my life. And I've seen them in concert more than I've seen any other band, probably about 13 or 14 times, I think.
I think I've seen them probably 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I got to see them like 4 times in 1 year. I was like super, super excited because I had great seats. I could see like the sweat on his face.
I've always was on the floor for the general admission area.
Yeah, and the one where I had seated didn't have a general admission. It was at an arena. It was Pine Knob, so like I wasn't in the seated.
Well, actually, truth be told, the Downward Spiral was the very first album I've ever purchased with my own money.
Nice.
I was on a school field trip. We went to a buffet, and it was close to a Best Buy. I snuck out after I ate, of course. Went there. This was in middle school, and that album was on. I was afraid they weren't going to sell it to me because of the parental advisory explicit lyrics ticket.
Nobody cares.
And fortunately, they didn't. Went home, put on the headphones, and that album blew my mind.
Yep, it did mine too. That was my first one that I had. The very first album I ever bought with my own money. I actually bought 2. Very first CDs that I ever bought with my own money, and that was.
What's a CD?
It's a CD. It was The Cure.
Which album?
The 13th.
Okay.
And
not Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me?
No, not Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. I had those on cassette.
Okay.
Those on cassette. But the first CD I bought was the 13th. And No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom.
Okay.
I bought 2.
Yeah,
I love them.
Siamese Dream by the Smashing Pumpkins was my second album.
Nice.
All right. Well, speaking of music, are you still drumming?
I am not. I sold my kit. Got to make that money. But I play on like practice pads and stuff in my house.
Did you have any influences?
No, actually, just like local influences. My friend Marvin was my drumming instructor, and I really just loved him and his style and stuff like that. And he just kind of got me into it. But no, I'm not really super huge into drummers in general.
Okay. All right. Well, next segue. Speaking of audio recordings, you were on a podcast, the Velvet Sledgehammer podcast.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
I'm on a podcast called the Velvet Sledgehammer Podcast. So my dear friends who I've had for a million years of my life, Matt and Ginger, they're my real life friends. I've known them for like 20 years, and I love them. They had started a little recording studio in their home, and Matt and a couple of his guy friends started doing the show, and I came on as a guest a couple times, and the guys kind of had to stop doing it, so Matt, Ginger, and myself do it now. And then we occasionally have my friend Ayane from Liquor Girls and Fucking Video Games, is a large page on Facebook, and she is sometimes a guest on the show as well. Okay.
Final questions as we're wrapping this up. Any upcoming costumes that you're working on?
I'm working on
Spoilers.
I'm working on a Princess Leia version of Miss Piggy from the original Muppet Show when Mark Hamill was on. And I'm working on a Dolores Umbridge. And I am...
People are going to hate you.
I know, because I like my villains. I feel uncomfortable being a hero. Huh? And yeah, and I'm going to be Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle coming up here soon, actually, at Youmacon in Detroit.
I plan on being there.
I will be there.
How can people reach you online? Where can they find you on the interwebs?
I'm on all the things. I'm on Facebook at Sweets4aSweet Cosplay, and I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Snapchat at Sweets4aSweet, and that's Sweets the number 4 a sweet. So yeah, I'm all over the place.
And what would you like to say to your fans as we're wrapping this up?
If you ever see me, please do not be shy to come and say hello to me, because I love meeting people. Probably one of the most upsetting things is when people's like, I saw you, but I didn't want to bother you. And I'm like, you're not bothering me. I promise. I promise. I'm just sitting here. If I'm not talking to you, I'm just like playing on my phone, doing dumb stuff. So like, please come and say hello to me, because I like meeting you.
All right. Well, Candy, thank you so much for this interview.
Welcome. Thank you.
Well, folks, this is Joe from MIGeekScene with Candy from Sweets4aSweet Cosplay at the Grand Rapids Comic Con. Take it easy.